In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you very briefly how to go about creating a song or an entire arrangement within Ableton. In this Ableton project, I've got three instruments, three tracks. I've got a drum track which is created using samples, a bass track which is created using a synthesizer, and a synthesized keyboard track which is again created with a synthesizer. So we're going to start with drums. When we're using both synthesizers and samplers, we need to trigger this using MIDI information. So the first thing we need to do is create a MIDI region or a MIDI clip. We simply do that by double clicking in one of the cells. This then loads up our piano roll and we can audition the sounds and we can program our beat. So a very simple drum beat. So we can audition this by simply pressing play on the clip itself. And pressing on the stop button here, just at the top of the instrument track, stops the audio. So we've got our drum section. We're now going to do exactly the same for the synthesized part, the bass synth. So we're going to double click to create a region. Making sure that the little headphone icon is turned on, we can audition the bass notes. So that's a bit high, so I'm going to scroll down until I find a lower note. That works. So we're going to put in a very simple bass riff, just in the key of C minor. And have a listen to this. We can put it with the drums. And now we'll work on a keyboard part. So I'm going to double click a clip in my keyboard part and just put in the chord of C minor. I have quite a nice high chord for this, and we'll just have it to 1/4 of the bar, so a crotchet. And we'll audition that to see what it sounds like with everything. By default, when you create a clip, it only sets it to 1 bar. And what I'd like to do is have this chord playing for 4 bars and then change to another chord for another 4 bars. So I want an 8-bar section that I can edit. Down here at the bottom left-hand side, we have a length control. And by clicking and dragging, I can extend or reduce the number of bars that I have in my MIDI clip. So I've set that to 8 bars. And I'm simply going to copy this another 3 times. And then I'm going to use a new chord for the next 4 bars. So I think we'll use an F minor. And copy that across the next 3 bars. Okay, so we've got our instruments all programmed, our clips, and we can have variations. We can add, with different chords, we can add different rhythms or drum fills. That's for you to be creative. What we're now going to do is create an arrangement out of these 3 parts that I've created so far. So I'm going to start with just the bass. I'm going to move my drums out of the way and I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way. So on this entire row, all I have is my bass synth. On the right hand side, if I click the master play button for this scene, another name for rows in Ableton, it will play everything that's currently got a clip on it in this scene. It will continue playing that for as long as I want to, or until I move to the next scene. So my next scene, I want my bass, so I'm going to copy it down to the next scene, and I'm going to introduce my keys at this point. So I'm going to move my drums out of the way. So we can start with the bass, and then we can introduce the keys. And for the next scene, we're going to introduce the bass with the drums and the keys now. So I'm just resetting all my clips, and I'm going to now record an arrangement using the scenes, the master scenes. So I've reset this back to the beginning by pressing the stop button twice, and all I'm going to simply do is press record. This is now recording everything I do in Ableton. So I'm going to start with my bass. And when I feel ready, I'm going to introduce my keys. And then my drums. Back to scene 2 and scene 3. So we can set our arrangement out using the clips and the scenes, and then we've recorded in that performance. The performance is stored in the arrange view, so we need to flip over to the arrange view by clicking the horizontal lines in the right hand corner, but you'll notice it's greyed out. We need to bring this into focus, and we do that by clicking this orange button here. This has recorded all the MIDI information on the clips that I've triggered at the time that I've triggered them. So if I click on my keys, I can see my piano roll. If I click on my bass, I have access to the bass notes, and the same with the drums. I can move things around, and I can add effects onto any of my tracks for further processing.